Hi everyone, welcome back to Old School Arctic Cats. I'm Rocky. First off, thank you guys so much for supporting our channel. Today is all about the EXT. Fun fact, in 1990, the EXT gave Fox Shocks their foothold into the snowmobile world. Roll clip. Back in 1990, Kirk Hibbert and Brian Sturgeon just came off of monumental wins. Kirk Hibbert won the I-500 and Brian Sturgeon won the Eagle River Ice Oval race. They both piloted 1990 EXT Specials, which was the first production snowmobile to ever have Fox shock. This would mark the beginning of a long line of race-focused, limited-built snowmobiles, and it launched the success and fortune of Fox shocks in the snowmobile industry today. In front of you, we have three awesome examples of EXTs. Let's start with the oldest. This here is the 1990 EXT El Tigre. This sled has the 530 liquid-cooled motor. It's got the original pipe, original airbox, original clutching. Everything is completely stock like it came from Arctic Cat. The most incredible thing about this EXT, this thing hasn't been licensed since 1992. When we picked this snowmobile up, it only had 244 original miles. One of the funnest things for me with these old snowmobiles is being able to weigh them. Let's get to the scale. All right, we've got the sled on the scale. It's full of gas, full of oil, full of antifreeze. Let's see what this old Tiger weighs. We are at 551 pounds. Pretty heavy Tiger. Up next is the 1994 EXT 580 carbureted. This snowmobile is pretty unique because it has the factory 136 Mountain Cat extension on it. This snowmobile is completely stock. It's got the 580 motor in it. This one is the single port. It produced about 92 horsepower, but man, these things were super reliable. This snowmobile actually has 7,800 miles on it. Quite a few miles. We're on the scale. One thing I really want you guys to always remember me by, I always weigh my snowmobiles. We are 564.5 pounds. It's a little heavier than that 1990. It's amazing what a little bit longer track and maybe a little bit bigger motor makes a difference. Let's check out this 95 EXT. This 1995 EXT 580, there was a lot of upgrades that Arctic Cat did on this sled versus the 1994. The first thing was the hydraulic brake. The other two snowmobiles, the other two EXTs that we did, it had a mechanical cable brake. They seemed to fade, they would stretch. They put the hydraulic brake on. That was a huge difference, big thing on safety. Another thing was the seat and the gas tank. They made it more of a raised, more of a sporty type feel. It kind of sat you up a little higher. Another huge upgrade in 1995 was the gauges. They made these bigger, easier to read Arctic Cat gauges, and that was a huge plus. This particular snowmobile is EFI, and the unique thing about this sled is it had to use a battery to power the EFI system, and there was some disadvantages with having a battery. Number one, if your battery died, your snowmobile wouldn't run. And number two, if you left your key switch on, if you left your pull button up, your emergency stop button up overnight, it would drain your battery and you wouldn't have a snowmobile to ride the next day. The benefits of the EFI though was number one, man, it was sure a lot easier on your thumb. It had a lot easier thumb pull. Number two, easy starting. Snowmobile would start on the second pull. Number three, this thing would, you could actually do diagnostics and everything with the EFI system, which was really, really cutting edge back in that day. But yeah, when they got rid of the battery and went with the battery-less EFI, that was a game changer. This snowmobile also has a few more horsepower than the 94. This is the triple port 580, and it has around 96 horsepower, which is pretty good for a 580. All right, gonna get the hood closed. We'll get over to the scale. I'm gonna make sure I get this snowmobile ignition shut off, because imagine being by yourself, snowmobile battery died. You just earned yourself a walk out of the backcountry. All right, we got the 95 EXT 580 EFI on the scale. It is the 136, full of gas, full of oil. See what this thing weighs. Holy cow. You gotta be kidding me. This thing weighs 615 pounds. That is a lot heavier than I thought of that 94. The only thing that I could think of is maybe the battery, the computer. I think it has a bigger gas tank. That's incredible. Another fun fact about these EXTs, rumor has it that EXT stood for exterminator. Let me know in the comments if that's true, you guys. But yeah, these EXTs, man, they run forever. That's probably the best thing about these sleds. Whether they're sitting out in the garage and you choose all your other sleds or whatever to ride, and you can always depend on this EXT to be able to start, run good, have a really fun time. They're simple. They're just they're a simple snowmobile. They're simple to work on. They're not a lot of maintenance, and gosh, if you can pick one of these up for, 500-600 bucks, I mean, they are just as much fun as anything brand new, in my opinion. They're sporty, they look nice, they have hot looking graphics. They're just a really, really good snowmobile. I sure appreciate you guys following us along with all these reviews and stuff. We've been having a ton of fun making these videos. We really enjoy old school Arctic cats. I have such a passion for this sport. This is my hobby. This is what I do, and to be able to share it with you guys and have you guys tell me stories about racing and tell me about what you guys go and do for with your families and stuff. I mean, that we're all. I feel like we have such a common camaraderie with each other, and we haven't even met. The appreciation for these older sleds will always be there. I think just because of their simplicity and their reliability, and they're affordable. It's an affordable sport. But I sure appreciate you guys watching, and catch you on the next one. Arctic Cat came across the border today, and it became the LT grade.